Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the football stuff. My name is Teacher Zdenek. Teacher is not my actual name. My name is Zdenek, and I'm an English teacher. And I've always talked about football on this YouTube channel. I know it's not for everyone, but now I know there are people who only want to watch football. So this YouTube channel is a hybrid of everything. Yeah, we do all sorts of things here. And one of those things is football. And that's not going to change in the foreseeable future. That's because the Premier League start is just around the corner. Literally, we're counting the days because, well, next weekend it all begins again. Actually, on Friday, there's one match on Friday. I believe Manchester City are playing against Burnley. I hope I got that right. And yeah, I'm excited. Speaking of Manchester City, Arsenal beat Manchester City. Actually, where's my badge? Here. Arsenal beat Manchester City yesterday in the Community Shield game. So Arsenal got their first trophy under their belt, which is amazing, of course. As an Arsenal fan, I do appreciate that a lot. But at the same time, this cannot be overestimated because, it's just a Community Shield game. It's more like a friendly game, really. The real meat, the real stuff that we all can't wait for is the Premier League. And this channel will be covering it as it did in the past. And I will try to help you with your English through football. Okay. So, what's going to happen in this video? I don't want to make it too long, but I would like to mention a few things, a bit of admin to be fair, and I will also give you my update on my fantasy team. Okay? So that's it. Without further ado, let's get into it. So, I would like to continue doing the football show. At this point, I don't know if it will be weekly as it used to be when I started this, or less often, because as you know, I'm quite a busy man, a busy person. So, I have to juggle all different things. And the football show is definitely one of those that I want to do. I just don't know how often. That's it. I would like to keep the same concept because it has been working. I mean, we will have our hero of the week, the villain of the week, the game week highlights. We will talk about the fantasy team, all the usual stuff, the goodies that you may have been used to watching the previous seasons. But there's one thing I want to change, and that's the name. I no longer wish to call it Learn English with Football because I think it's too generic. I think it sounds a bit less lackluster, if I'm honest. It sounds a bit like Tottenham. And I don't want that here on this channel. So I'm asking you to help me create a name. I've gone to ChatGPT and asked ChatGPT to come up with a few creative names, and I have selected three which I think fit the best. And what I would like you to do is to vote for one of these three options in a poll. There will be a link in the description which will take you to this poll. So please vote. Help me choose the name of this show. And if you want, you can even come up with your own name, but it better be good. It better be creative. It has to capture the idea of this show. So it's about the Premier League. I have got a few guests on, right, to talk about the Premier League. It could be one, two, or three guests, depending on how people are interested in joining. Speaking of which, if you are a high level English speaker or from the UK or something like that, please get in touch with me. You could be one of the faces of this show. All I need you to do is to be able to talk about your football team, how your football team did over the weekend, and do it in an eloquent way, and that's it. That's it. And just be ready for some banter from the guests. That's all. So, yeah, please help me with the name, with the title. We want a new catchy name that will be a good name, of course. I will also add the language corner as I used to, because the idea is still to help people learn English through this. So I think I'll continue with the language corner bit at the end of the show, where it's where I explain some vocabulary from the show to help people learn English. Okay, now that's one thing. So please vote in the poll. You will find it in the description of this video. Next, Achievers Chamber. You may have heard about the Achievers Chamber. It's a group for high-level English learners that I have, and I have promised that I would restart the football event there. So we haven't had a football event for almost a year. It used to be there, but then I replaced it with something else. Now I am reintroducing it. So we're going to talk about football every week, actually on Sunday at 8 p.m. Central European time, every Sunday. So this is a, I think, good time to sort of sum up the weekend matches. Now, I've already talked to the people interested. So we have got 4 members of the Achievers Chamber who are interested, because the Achievers Chamber is not only about football people. It's for everyone who is at a decent level of English, to B2, C1 or C2, and everyone that wants to have this community space where they can thrive, where their English can flourish, where they can improve, where they can boost their confidence. This is the idea. Any of you can join. But here I would like to specifically talk about this event that I'm planning to reintroduce next Sunday. So there will be people from different countries talking about football. One of the things we will definitely talk about is the Premier League. Then we will talk about the leagues that these guys, that the leagues of the countries that these guys are from, if they wish to do so. For example, there's one member, Martin. He's from Germany, so I know he supports Borussia Dortmund, so he can always talk about Borussia Dortmund. Basically, what I'm going to do in the event, I will ask guys what football matches they had seen over the weekend, how their teams did, um, any interesting moments, VAR decisions, interesting goals, fun situations, anything, and we will discuss it. And obviously, if any of you play football, you can also talk about your own football matches. You know, it's going to be called, I think, Football Ramble. I think I like this name the most. I know there is a podcast with this name, but I don't have such ambitions to start a football podcast. Not yet. It might change one day. Who knows? But the point is that I would like this event to happen in the Achievers Chamber now, and it will happen. I have already promised it. So if you're thinking of joining the Achievers Chamber, and you know, if this convinces you, let's go, let's do it. You can find more information about the Achievers Chamber in the description of this video as well, and you can look forward to this weekly event for as long as the season lasts. I mean, I can make this promise, I think, as long as people keep attending, right? If for some reason, because we have got so many events in the Achievers Chamber you can choose from these days, and we are competing from people's time, of course. So certain events might be more popular than others. We will see how it goes, but I think because we have got a nice base of 4 members who will watch this, not watch this, who will attend this regularly, I believe. Well, they don't always have to come, but I think it's going to work. Right. Get in touch with me if you want to join, or just follow the link. You will find more information there. So that's Football Ramble, the event. And this is an opportunity for people to speak to me and other members about football. Now, of course, I have also been talking here about the fantasy team. The reason I want to do I want to play the Premier League fantasy, or the Fantasy Premier League, sorry, the FPL, is because I think it's a fun game. I think it makes your experience of watching the Premier League more fun. I think it makes this show more fun, the football show more fun, because we basically compete in this league and we can mention it each time. It will also make the Discord event that I just mentioned fun, the Football Ramble one, because we will tease each other because of how we did, or based on how we did at the weekend, how many points we collected. It's just a fun game. It's not gambling. You know, you're not betting on anything. It's a free game. You can only win, actually, if you're really good. It's hard to be good, but if you're really good, there are some prizes, but most people just don't win. But there is nothing you can lose. I mean, you can waste your time, but I think it's time well spent, and it's up to you how much time you invest in it. If you dedicate hours and hours watching online creators talking about the FPL, because you've got so many channels and podcasts to talk about. It's such a popular game. I think over 10 million people play this game. Imagine that. So, yeah, I highly recommend signing up, creating an account, making your own team. It's just a lot of fun, and you can join the league that will be associated with this league, with this YouTube channel. I mean, it's called Learn English with Football for now, but I think it's just a placeholder. I think we're going to change the name once we change the name of the show. But the league will stay the same. Once you join, you will be there, even if I change the name of the league, which I believe I can do. If not, then it will just be Learn English with Football. Who cares, right? So make your own fantasy team. I'm going to soon show you mine, and then we can compete, we can have fun. The link to join the mini league, this YouTube channel mini league, or what have you, is again in the description of this show. Okay, so make sure you join it. We have had some people in the past. We have had a lot of people in the past joining it, and some I don't always know all of you. So it would be kind of nice if you could maybe leave a comment as well. Leave a comment, say who you are, say if you've been watching this channel for a long time, or if you're just someone random who came across this channel, and you can still join. I don't mind, but it's nice if I can interact with the people in the league, right? So that's exactly what I'm going to be doing in the Discord group, in that Achievers Chamber event that I mentioned, the Football Ramble. But I'm going to talk about the league. We're going to look at the table, look at how we are doing in the league progressively as we do the show here as well with my guests, right? So yeah, that's that. Link in the description. JCXAXO is the code to join the league, but there is a link. That's easier. And now I would like to show you my updated draft. So I'm going to present my screen, and what you will see first is just some kind of random team that was put up there, but I'm going to do it again to show you that you can actually click this auto pick. And I would never recommend doing it, because it's just going to pick players randomly that are average. Yeah, so there will be no sort of big players. Or when I say big players, I'm not talking about the size of the players. There will be no big hitters, I think they're called in the FPL world, and premium players as well is another word. But there will also be no below average players. It's kind of a little bit boring. So if you look at this team, the random team, okay, Ruben Dias, you never know if he's going to play. It's Manchester City. They do a lot of rotation. James is a good pick, yeah, for defense, for Chelsea defense. Shaw, okay, very good pick, I guess. Matip, not so sure about that. Gabriel would be a good pick. Foden, okay, might do. Madison, Grealish, Soboslai, Trossard. Actually, I like this team. But I'm going to choose my own team because this is boring. Letting AI choose your team is boring. And Lukaku is a terrible pick. So one example for all, I don't want to have Lukaku on my team, okay? Is he even going to play in the Premier League? I don't think so. I think he's going to the Italian league. So what I'm going to do instead is to just click these X's here and pick my own team. And I have already thought about it before. So, I have changed my team since I did my first draft, which you can still watch on this YouTube channel. I have changed my team many times. And I've kept some of the original players, but some of the players are different now. So in goal, I'm actually going for the new Manchester United keeper, Onana, who I believe is a great pick because Manchester United defense is very solid. Erich Ten Hag is known for having good defensive play, and Onana is a great goalkeeper. He has proven it in the past, and he's also good on the ball, which means he will make a lot of assists. And in this game, you can get bonus points for passing the ball a lot. So there is a chance in low-scoring games that Onana could get some bonus points for making a lot of passes. That's why I'm going for him. He's a little bit pricier. 5.5 million goalkeeper is kind of more expensive. Not as expensive as Edison would be, but I think I don't want to spend so much on my goalkeeper. My backup goalkeeper will be Areola of West Ham. and I don't think he's going to play. I still think Fabianski, the Polish goalkeeper, will start ahead of him. But you never know. Like Fabianski is about 38 years old, and Areola is an up-and-coming goalkeeper. And at some point, he will have to be given the chance, right, to start. So that's why it's a bit of a risk, but it's my backup goalkeeper. So even if it doesn't play, it will be my it will I will at least save money on this post. Okay, then my defense. Okay, so I definitely need to have one Arsenal defender, and I think the best pick you can make here is Gabriel Magalhães of Brazil. From Brazil. He's the best pick. I think he has got a goal in him, and he's very consistent, and he's a definite starter as well. He might get an occasional yellow. He can be a cynical player at times, or even sent off. But I think it's worth the risk. Now, who else do I want? So I definitely want to have Estupinian from Brighton, because he is just such a great value for the money. And Brighton defense and the Brighton team is just amazing. I need to have someone from Brighton in my team, and it's gonna be Estupinian. It's like a template player because almost everyone has him, but that doesn't prevent me from going for him. Okay, because he's a great player. Then I thought about this for a long time, and in the end, I'm going to go for Alexander Arnold, even though he is the most expensive defender in the game. But he's just incredible. He's on set pieces, so he can get you a lot of assists. He um, he will play kind of from the middle. He will be like a false defender, like more like a center midfielder, really, and creating chances, maybe even getting into goal scoring positions. So I cannot imagine playing without him. Also, I need someone from Liverpool, and he might be my only Liverpool player, actually. All things considered, I might have to do that. And then I need two cheaper defenders, because look at my defense; it's very, very expensive. And I thought I would get Henry from Brentford, but as you can see, he's flagged, which means he might be injured. So I think I can't take that risk, because I'm going to keep one flag player in my team already. Spoiler alert, it's another player from Brentford. But instead, I'm gonna just go for Pinnock, who should be also nailed on. He should be a definite starter. And then I need one really, really cheap defender to make this all work. And I, the cheapest defenders are defenders from the newly promoted teams, and I think the Burnley will have the best defense, and their best defender is Bayer. So I'm going for Bayer, who's a 4 million nailed on defender. I think that's my defense. Yeah. Now, I'm going to triple up on Arsenal. I already have Gabriel. I need to triple up on Arsenal because they have got very good fixtures, and I think they're going to be amazing this season again. And I definitely need to have Saka in the team. I still think he's on penalties, even though there are more players in the Arsenal team who could take the penalties, like Odegaard, for example. But I still think Saka will be great, because he's just such an excellent player. Like I can't praise this guy enough. He's got so much talent in him, so creative. He has got those. He can cut inside so well, and then onto his left foot, and just bend it into the top corner so easily. This is Bukayo Saka is in my team for sure. Then I said I would have another Arsenal player. Now, of course, I would like to have Odegaard or even Martinelli, but I'm gonna take a little risk here. I'm gonna take a little punt. I'm gonna go with Trossard. Now, this is because I believe he was the best Arsenal player in preseason. He scored 3 goals, and he scored that equalizer in the Community Shield yesterday. And I just think he's in an amazing form. Even though he didn't start in that Community Shield game, I think he will get a lot of game time. He might start the first game. I don't know. I just now Gabriel Jesus is injured. He had an operation, so I think that even increased Trossard's chances of getting into the team. And he's only 7 million, and he's capable of getting you points. So yes, I know Martinelli can do the same, and maybe there's a potential for getting more points. But I just think that the the price difference will just do it for me, So Trossard is my third Arsenal player. Right. Then who do we go for next? Well, I can't afford someone like De Bruyne, but I need one of the Rashford and Bruno Fernandes Manchester United players. I have to pick one of those. And I thought I would get Rashford, but you know what? I'm going to go with Bruno Fernandes in the end because he's on penalties and he's just 0.5 million cheaper, and I need the money to be able to afford my little bit pricier strikers because I'm going all in, guys. So you will see. Then this is gonna be a slight risk because he's flagged, and I've already given you that spoiler. I want a Brentford player. I want another Brentford player. I already have Pinnock, but Brentford has such amazing fixtures, and it's such a great team. So I'm going to go for Mbumo. Why can't I click him? Here we go. Mbumo, even though he's flagged, so he might potentially be injured, he's just such a great player. He might be my first player out if he is indeed injured, but it's just 75% chance of playing means that he will probably play. He is on penalties. He's nailed on. Now that what's his name? The name of the player now slipped my mind. Of course, the player that is suspended, the Brentford player that is suspended. I can't remember his name. You know who I'm talking about. He would normally be on penalties. He would normally be the best Brentford player, but him being suspended for about half of the season for a betting scandal. Can't remember. I don't understand why I remember everything about the player but not his name. It just, it's beyond me. But anyway, I need one cheap midfielder, and I was looking at the options. Of course, I would love to have someone like Mitoma, but then I would have to save money on my striker, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to go for my countryman Tomáš Souček, even though he hasn't been in the greatest form in the last 2 years. But he might be back now because in the preseason he scored one goal and he hit the crossbar once. So I think if he's given more freedom to be a box-to-box midfielder as he used to be, as he should be, now without Declan Rice in the team, I think there's a chance Tomáš Souček might start scoring goals again. So he might be on the bench at times, and I might even sell him at some point. But I'm going to start with him, even though West Ham's fixtures are not the best in my opinion, because there's Manchester City, Liverpool coming up soon, Chelsea home. I think I'm gonna go with Souček because I will save money. All right, now strikers. Yes, I will get Haaland like everyone else. I don't think he can play without him. It would be so punishing if he just scored a hat-trick and you didn't have him. Also, he's the one who will pretty much be permanently captained in my team. I know it's boring. I know it's too template. It's a cliche, but I don't think I have a choice. Haaland is just that good. He's a monster of a player. The only way I'm getting him out of my team is if he gets injured. Even if he doesn't score a goal in his first 2 matches, I'm still keeping him because the second I remove him from my match, he will start scoring. I know that. Right. Then I'm going to get also Ollie Watkins because I think Watkins is just a beast of a player. He got so many points last season, especially after Christmas. And Aston Villa are just a great team. The only thing that is sort of discouraging me is the fact that they don't have the best fixtures. I mean, there's Newcastle, Liverpool, and then there's also Chelsea and Brighton soon. But you know what? Ollie Watkins is in my team. And then I have 7 million left, or I should have, according to my calculations. And that means that leaves me with one spot, and I am going for Jackson, who seems to be in a really good form in preseason. Chelsea, I know they played some terrible football last season, but now they have Pochettino, a new manager, a manager that will get best out of Jackson. Jackson seems to be a starter, and he's going to play number 9, the number 9 role. So Jackson is in my team. That's it. That is my team. That's how I will start the season, unless Mbumo becomes red, which means he will not play at all. Like there's no chance he will play. I'm gonna keep this starting 11. So basically, what happens if and hang on, no, not like this. Sorry, Saka has to play. Soucek will be on the bench. Now we're gonna start with all these 3 players: like Jackson, Haaland, Watkins. Yeah. Oh, hang on, Gabriel has to play. Of course, Bayer has Manchester City at home, so that's not happening. He's gonna be in my last spot on the bench. But I think that will be it. So in case something happens to Mbumo, he doesn't start the game, then Soucek will come in as a substitute. So it makes sense. Should I start Areola or Onana? I have to start Onana because they are playing at home against Wolves. So that is obvious. Save my team. This is it. This is my team. Haaland is the captain, of course. Captain's points are doubled. Saka is a vice captain. That makes sense. Yeah, I will leave it at that. And that's all, guys. That's all. So if you would like to join my league, I'll show you what my league looks like. It's for now it's called Learn English with Football. But as you can see, we already have several people there. We already have some Achievers Chamber members. There is Budgie there, Clive, the regular on the show, and some more people that I may not potentially even know. So yeah, that will be fun. I look forward to the new season. And this one, I'm definitely winning the league this season. So if you think you can beat me, please go ahead and join the league. We will see. We will see. Okay. If you beat me, then fair enough. But it will be hard for you because I'm going all in. I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's all, guys. I just wanted to record this video to give you my update on my fantasy team, to tell you about the show, the upcoming football show that I still would like to rename. And hopefully you help me with it. Please go into the comments, into the description, and choose the best title in that form, please, in the poll. Help me with that, okay? I need help. And is there anything else to say? I guess you could give this a like if you enjoyed watching the video. And that's all from me. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you next week. Bye.